Now let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war, but there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second: surrender. Admittedly, there's any course we follow, but every lesson of history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement. And this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? When Nikita Khrushchev has told his people, he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we from within believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better read than death, or as one commentator, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains of slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shockers around the world? The martyrs of history were not fools, and our honored dead who gave their lives to stop the advance didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price not pay, there is a point beyond which they must not advance. Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. He said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of men on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Logbook podcast. I'm Kim.
I'm Dakota.
And we also have Kim with us tonight.
Hi, everyone.
So we have had a horrible event happen within the veteran community. An act of stolen valor.
The worst thing that can happen in the veteran community.
But however, it has caused an absolute, I would say, definitely throwing gasoline on a fire.
Oh, yes. A problem that is big enough already. The problem that we all know as the migrant crisis. So, wait, the migrant crisis, the stolen valor, how do these two things relate to each other?
I think you already inflamed the situation more. It's not a migrant issue. It's an illegal issue. Let's call it what it is. It's illegal, right, Kim?
Right.
So Kim came to us and she brought us this story about, we all saw it over there, that there's a story earlier this month saying, hey, they're displacing veterans in hotels for migrants. But that's not exactly true now, is it, Kim?
No, it's not.
Nope. You saw the pictures of the busloads of illegal immigrants coming in all over the country because of Title 42 being lifted. Now, that in itself is a scandal, as we would say, but a scandal upon a scandal. Come on now. There is a woman named Sharon Tony Finch, who served in the United States Army from 2006 to November 2015. She was supposedly deployed to Iraq from March 20,000. 2009 to 2010, and she was a logistics specialist.
My people. Well, not this one, but the disgrace, my people. Ow.
But she was Army. Kim, what do you have to say on this?
I feel that it's a blue falcon.
Total
I-
buddy fucker.
Yeah.
Well, Kim actually got into to the articles here. So let's go ahead and pull up some of these articles and let's show you what's going on. Oh, he's pulling them up. So her award, Army, was a Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Medal, Iraq Service Medal, GWAT, Korean Defense Service Medal, Army Service Ribbon, Overseas Service Ribbon, Driver Mechanic with Driver Wheeled Vehicle Badge. That was her awards. But here we go. First article, doubts around service record of Army veteran who fabricated homeless vet story. In this, Tony Finch claims she has a Purple Heart. She also claims she's a warrant officer. She claims she had 50 surgeries in Germany. She also claims she had another 82 surgeries at Walter Reed. Let's get into it.
Mm-hmm. So here we start off. U.S. Army veteran who made false claims about the homeless veterans being evicted from New York hotels because a busload of migrants need to be housed in place. Her claims of the Purple Heart. Earlier this month, Army vet Sharon Tony Finch claimed that the charity she started, the Uric Israel Tony Foundation, YIT for short, has been paying to house a group of some 20 homeless veterans at the Crossroads Hotel in Newburgh. However, they don't has no records of any of these homeless
Right.
veterans.
So what she did is in her defense, she showed a picture of her credit card and a obviously doctored receipt for $37,500. Wasn't that right, Kim?
Yeah, 37,500, 37,800. You're right there in the ballpark.
But you actually have more details, a lot of details on this. So you want to give it a go?
She said that she had these 20 vets. She said that they were being kept at this hotel when she was first called out on it. Then she said there was like 15 of them at this hotel, 3 of them at this hotel, and 2 of them at that hotel. And in fact, the hotel has never heard of her foundation, and doesn't even have any veterans staying there at all.
Nope. And so it's called the Uric Israel Tony Foundation, I
Yes.
believe. And what happened is while she was in the military, I've heard some reports that she was National Guard. And then I've heard other reports that she was active duty Army. So, but while she was in the military, she had a preemie. And then that preemie ended up dying 7 months later. Here's the thing. I will say that, guys, I'm not going to beat up a child at all, especially one that has passed away over this. So just please know that's not our intent here. So I don't want people on the internet. Y'all freaking tend to go other ways and cherry pick the shit out of things. So I'm going to cover my ass now. This is not about a child. So don't even go there. All right. This is about a woman's choice and her individual to exploit a already national crisis for money.
But the foundation is named after her child.
Exactly. Right. And that's where I would say what she did actually hurts the memory of her child. But you know what? We actually have a YouTube video of her interview. So let's go ahead and find that. Tony Finch, like I said, claimed she had a Purple Heart. She claimed she was a warrant officer. She claimed she had 50 surgeries in Germany. Okay, how many veterans do you know that have had 50 surgeries while at Rammstein? None. It's the point is that it would do the stuff to get them, fit enough to travel, and usually they send them back to a bigger hospital. Mm-hmm. Walter Reed also does active duty personnel and it does veterans.
Yes,
So-
because when they send them to Germany from the theater of combat, it's simply to stabilize them for the trip home.
So here we go.
Them and their baby.
So now let me ask you this real fast. So let's go back. You get hurt in Iraq, right? And
Mhm.
they asked in the comments, was it an IED? What unit was you in? Because actually he was in Korea and Iraq, and I don't know. That's
So
crazy.
203rd BSB. I was in 203rd BSB.
Mhm.
When I ended up getting injured, I was a warrant officer then. And going back, and it was an IED. It was my best friend who one of my good friends that we actually joined the military with. Me and her did basic. We did
Stop that right there.
together.
Pause that shit.
Together.
Hey, Kim,
What?
did you ever serve with the person you enlisted with and throughout your career?
No.
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 The only thing that I knew of was that after you made it to a certain point, you could possibly pick your duty station, and if you had a spouse in the military, that after you've served so many different, at least for the Army,
Mhm.
after you've served so many different terms, that at some point you might be able to be stationed at the same base.
Right. That's how it was in the Navy. You might maybe be stationed at the same base, but here's the thing: it's like if you're air wing like I was, he's ship side. We're going to be at different bases, but you're usually in the same vicinity. Because
Yeah.
let's face it, that's where you marry. You marry at the same vicinity, no matter
Right.
what. But no matter what, because Abraham Lincoln made that rule, you're not allowed to deploy together.
Mhm.
But here's the thing: she's saying it's a friend. I know this. I had a friend in basic. I never saw them again. We swore in together. Did I ever see her until No. So you have stories at odds to begin, just defying all odds in the military. Sketch right there. Let's go.
She was just in a different unit, but still in the brigade with me. So she was actually in that convoy with her fiance she just got engaged with. She was in the second click vehicle because there was the gunner, then her vehicle, another vehicle gunner, then mine. I was in the RG-33. I was a bit different. I would be in the back with the soldiers and with the sergeants, while one of my sergeants would learn how to TC as well, like main the radio, control, get used to the control of the convoy. But before then, I was going back and forth with the lieutenant. The lieutenant that was in charge of the convoy wanted to go a different route from S3. S3, they're the ones that tell you what routes is cleared and to go. She wanted to go a quicker route, and we ended up literally 10 minutes in. IED, suppressed fire, it was crazy. I was able to pull one of my gunners down. I was able to pull my gunner down. The other in front of me, I was able to unclick, unhook, put on top of me as we was rolling over.
Oh.
Sheesh.
The other one as well, I blanked out after me pulling out, and I didn't know how bad I was injured, to where I'm like, going that adrenaline rush. It would get you. And but she's living
Dude,
till
she
today,
can't even
and she
look
has
straight,
twins.
man.
Really pull her from her legs. 'cause
I
her
got
legs-
issues with what
She
she
was
just said.
dismantling.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, pull that up because this is like bull crap. Bull
I got it.
crap.
You can in the Army, if she was in a Humvee, you cannot pull your gunner down if you are in the front. You can't even reach your gunner's feet.
Yeah.
And your gunners, your back gunners, you got one on each door. They're going to be hanging out the door. Well,
Mhm.
you can't be pulling them back in. It'd be like trying to pull a puppy back in from the back seat of the Dodge. It ain't going to happen. And you can't reach the 50 cal at all. So there's no way she could have pulled her gunners.
Okay.
Pulled them out after the wreck. If she could even think straight, maybe. Pulled them.
Okay. I also have a problem with her physical fitness. Okay.
Mhm.
Ability. Did y'all actually ever see a picture of her in her
Oh yeah, we have her boot camp photo because she has her private collar.
I want y'all to
on.
look at her. Okay, look at her boot camp photo.
I'm gonna find it. Which one is it?
There it
There
is.
it is. Yeah.
Look at this. He's gonna pull it up. He's gonna pull up her boot camp photo here in a sec. Okay, looking at her boot camp photo, you're sitting there and telling me a freaking female who is unfit, and you can see it, can sit there and grab a full man in gear. Look at that.
Nope.
That can pull a full fucking man in gear. You're full of shit. Okay, I did triathlons. I could do pull-ups all day. You think that I could do that? Hell no. I'm sorry, Kim. I have to be honest with you here. You know, Army doesn't have as strict standards as we did in the Navy. They didn't. I mean, y'all got cell phones. We don't get cell phones. We have to shine our boots still.
I was in way before her. I was in when we looked like Gomer Pyle instead of when we looked like something else. I was in before the stress card. I was in when you still had to shine your boots and Sergeant Major wanted to eat off them.
But my thing is, you know, she served in the same time period that I was in. Okay. And so I had my friend tell me she got her cell phone in boot camp. Mm-hmm. She got to talk to mommy and daddy all the time. Bitch, I did not do that in the times that I went in. Yeah, my chief fucked with me a little bit on that because of who my dad is. So
when I went in, they mailed my clothes home.
That girl can go in. What?
I said when I went,
they did. Yeah, they made me.
They mailed my clothes home. I didn't have anything but my military uniform to wear. Yeah.
Well, you're telling me that girl can physically move a man in full fucking flat gear with all his shit and pull him this or that? No.
On top of all of her stuff that she has to wear?
No,
well?
I get it. There's strength when you're adrenaline and everything. But here's the thing, judging by her physique and her persona now, you know, I actually work out. Potato ain't touched a gym in years. So don't tell me that you're going to continue that still same discipline. It's not consistent.
The other thing that gets me, you're going to get blown up by an IED, and then you're going to pull a gunner out of a 50 cal turret.
Yeah. Well, let's continue her little tirade of lies here on because it is absolutely disgusting already. Like, she can't even look anyone. You see how she's
always looking away,
looking everywhere. She can.
That's the first key sign of a liar. They can't make eye contact. They have to think about their story.
She lives in Maryland. I'm a god to her too, to her beautiful twins.
So real quick, let me say this. First, congratulations. I mean, want to thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? Second, tonight I want to commend you. You know what I mean, and praise you for everything you were doing, everything you have done for us. You know, I even went and got a little bottle of champagne, like celebrating over here for you, because I'm really.
I have some rosé in here, just of course.
Oh wow!
I'm in my other office.
Because you know, I got friends and family that serve. You know what I mean. So this conversation is needed.
Let's go a little bit forward.
And that somebody are looking out for these.
At times, when it comes to me, I have an upstairs, downstairs. I do put a gate on my stairs, to where if I'm waking up in the middle of the night and don't know I'm up and I'm walking, at least I'm not going to go fall down them damn stairs.
What?
You know what I mean?
If you
but I'm very transparent about what's wrong with me, because I say this. At times it takes a veteran to know how to help another veteran, especially when you actually have been through and going through. So it's like
she like 2 feet tall? Like...
No, especially with the groups. With us being in 7, we have groups. Group for PTSD, for moms that lost connection with their children from coming back from overseas, from fathers who lost connection. You know, I want to shout out Blue Star Families. They are amazing, because they donate so many books to us, to where we can continue with the different groups. And
Blue Star Families, Blue Stars are mother.
And one thing that kills me is when
everyone that's alive is a Blue Star. All Star families.
Oh, it could be cured.
Yeah.
How can you cure PTSD? Even those that's within a community that suffer from PTSD, you don't have to be in the military to suffer PTSD. You know, and I tell that all the time because we actually help those in the community too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
There's
cool
crazy.
because
There's
at
no
least you
cure.
guys can understand what it is. See, a lot of people don't
These
they
guys are
don't know that
idiots.
they have it and that they're dealing with it
Mhm.
because they can't
Girl,
recognize
just shut it off.
the signs
I
of it.
can't hear
You
it.
get
I
what
can't hear it. Okay, I'm just gonna remove it.
Yeah, I remember.
So I do not fathom when you, and that's a lot of these things about we see in these charities. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Combined Arms in downtown Houston runs like this sketch ass shit. They're a little bit of everything and never do anything. Okay, they sit there and they raise millions and millions of dollars and do absolutely jack shit with it. Okay, every single veteran who I sat there when I moved to Houston, I was like, when I found out about Combined Arms and they were looking for resources, oh, why don't you go to Combined Arms? I did. They did nothing. I did. They did nothing. You could sit there and look at their pages on a lot of these things. They're always going on vacations. They're always sitting there taking pictures and selfies inside stadiums. Look where I'm at. Look where I'm at. So basically, it's veterans using other veterans to get what they want, to get their dream vacation. And it's total exploiting of veterans. Veterans do it themselves, guys. And here's the thing, civilian communities don't know it. But as y'all seen the interviews that we've done here on the streets, we've gone to the Capitol, we've gone to the streets of Houston, we've been everywhere doing these interviews. And every single civilian knows that there's something wrong with veteran charities. We've done a podcast on this before. And they're wondering why nothing's going on. It's because veterans use and exploit other veterans, okay? There's enough self-serving on them, and I guarantee you all of them here in Houston are at Combined Arms. I don't give a crap. Y'all can come after me. Come on, let's go, because I got you on video electioneering anyways. And they did that. Because that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I guarantee you this, guys, when I showed up in Jersey Village at an event, all Combined Arms was there. No one showed up. No one.
People were turning away.
People, when they saw Combined Arms there, they're just like gone. And Combined Arms has multiple charities. There's Wounded Warrior. We already covered on the Mac that they take the extravagant lunches. They go and do these extravagant events.
And they're not reaching out to anybody. They sit in their office all day. Then they have these tabling events. They just sit at the table.
They don't go, yeah, and then they just joke around.
They're not interacting. They're there with their friends. They get their free food, and they just sit there and coke and joke all damn day.
All right, here, yeah, another one, Impact a Hero. We were in, that one was a wake up to us. They sat there and they were using money for their own personal gain, but then they were sitting here going out in suits and pretending that they have their shit together. They don't. And they're awkward as fuck. There's a whole ton of slew of veteran charities. And that's what it is these people do not, our civilian community, because there's so many charities, they don't know what to give to. Freaking charities pop up, pop down, go everywhere all at once because none of them are organized because they're everywhere like this. So civilians, if you're watching, pay attention. Do you ever see like, oh, we help a little here, we do here, we do here, we do here. And they're this small, they're just sitting there scamming you for money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You pick your course, you pick your directive, and you stick to it. That's it. So, oh, I can't even go on. So, Kim, you got information on her Purple Heart. You start talking about that. You got, oh, Kim, go about her Purple Heart.
Yeah.
Well, she's actually registered in the Purple Heart Museum.
Mm-hmm. Or is that the national?
The National Purple Heart Museum. She registered her warrant officer in Purple Heart with the Chamber of Commerce. She registered her warrant officer in Purple Heart with the senators. She got congressional recognition from the state of New York to the tune of like 41 or 42 Democrats to 21 Republicans for her Purple Heart as a distinguished woman of New York.
Here we go.
So, yeah, but the thing is that when she turned her stuff over to the Purple Heart Association, she never provided the documents for it. They're incomplete, but they awarded it to her anyways. Here we go.
So in this article, it says Tony Finch is also claimed to have been awarded the Purple Heart for being wounded in action during a tour of duty in Iraq in 2010. However, the U.S. Army has no records of her ever being awarded that honor.
Yes.
We do not have any records of a Purple Heart being awarded to this individual, says Army spokesperson Bryce S. Dubee told Connecting Vets in an email. Dubee did confirm that Tony Finch served as an automated logistical specialist, 92 Alpha, in the regular Army from February 2006 to November 2015, and that she deployed to Iraq from March 2007 to May 2008, and from October 2009 to October
we've already
2010.
covered her medals, from what we found in public record. Here's the problem. She claimed to be being a Purple Heart recipient on her personal Facebook page. In interviews, by the way, guys, we have looked for her Facebook page, and it has been removed. It has been taken down. We cannot find it.
She also claimed to be a warrant officer. The Department of the Army's HR division has no such evidence of her being anything more than a specialist at any point in time in her military career, and being anything more than a specialist, and they have no documentation of her earning a Purple Heart.
None. So my thing is how do you serve? One, she served for 9 years. That has been confirmed by the Army. E4 for us, for Navy, and E4 would be a petty officer. You'd be a Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps. 9 years, and she's a specialist.
9 years, she's a specialist, and actually at 9 years, she should have been at least a sergeant. She should have already been getting her chances to try to go through the expectations of going to become a sergeant.
Right. Exactly. But the thing is that if you look at her medals that I've already mentioned and everything, those are mandatory medals. Automatically go to theater, or where you're already deployed to. Here's the thing: in 9 years service, she only one good cookie.
And after 9 years, she should have actually already been a sergeant, because it barely takes 2 years to get to specialist. And you stay specialist or corporal for a max of 7 years before you're automatically shifted to sergeant.
No, go to the one that you pulled up where we showed her boot camp.
I'm going to that one.
Okay, cool. But anyways, we're going to bring up another page too. So the Senate of New York actually awarded her into the Hall of Fame, right?
By Senator Mike Martucci.
Yeah.
Martucci.
It's up there. Go ahead and play it.
All right.
Look at this.
This is Senator Martucci. My honoree is Sharon Tony Finch. Sharon Tony Finch served as Chief Warrant Officer in the United States Army. She saved 3 soldiers during an Iraq attack and was awarded the Purple Heart. Miss Tony Finch created the Yerrick Israel Tony Foundation for Preemies in memory of her son to assist families in need of housing and benefits. Congratulations.
Do you notice something about her beret?
I don't know berets. We have little Dixie cups.
She had the blue patch in the middle is there for you to post your unit signia. No unit signia means no unit.
Well, that's her boot camp photo. She doesn't have a unit yet.
Hell, I never, so
look at her collar device. She has private collars, single chevrons on. Thing, you were a chief warrant officer. Why wouldn't you give that photo We all
Well,
know
no, but
protocol.
that's it wasn't that she didn't have the unit insignia. It was that I was bringing to light
Yeah.
that was not a chief warrant officer's
No.
uniform.
Mhm.
No.
Because when I told you about the insignia on the beret, it made you boast to her collar, which showed Pry, not warrant officer.
So my thing is in the government, you know, they didn't verify any of her records. Her DD 214 shows specialist. It shows specialist. Appointment charge.
The U.S. Army HR Department, which covers all
Pull those
of
up.
our enlisted documents, says they cannot verify anything except specialist and no Purple Heart.
Yeah, let's do that one.
This one here.
Yep.
Okay.
And let's keep reading that one. It's ridiculous. Guys, all of this has been posted on our Facebook page if you want to see that. So Tony Fitch was a founder and CEO of Eric Israel Tony Foundation for the premises. If you look at her actual licensing of this in the state of New York, which we did, it was founded as a business and a charity. So it was founded as a minority-owned business, veteran-owned business, nonprofit organization for Black American-owned service disabled veterans, and veteran-owned business, and it is a human rights organization, and that's what it is. She's doing a bit of everything, but if you looked at her tax reforms and everything, she took in more money, but she only posted $50,000 in 1 year. But the thing is, if you looked at her licensing on a lot of it too, currently within the state of New York, 2022, it went default. It was no longer all licensed. So she was still doing corruption. So it was,
How are you working as a business with no license?
yeah, it was registration expired June 11th of last year. So she was introduced into the Veterans Hall of Fame by New York Senate on May 30th, 2022. Oh, wow. And just a few days later, her stuff was expired.
Actually, it was Tuesday, dear.
Hmm?
She got that was awarded to her Tuesday.
Oh, this Tuesday?
Yes. The 16th.
Oh, wow.
Her
So
name is the fourth in the fourth row from the bottom.
So the thing is, her foundations apparently helped 3,200 families with preemies and 4,500 veterans, all within 7 years of the foundation. However, there is no proof of the numbers that she's actually helped people. This is what they told her. And this is the problem a lot with these charity organizations. They sit there and they can print false numbers, but there's no one to sit there and verify that it's true. If you're going, this is why I've been saying this for years. Governments should never fund charities whatsoever.
No.
But here's the thing: if you are going to run a charity and you're going to afford that tax exemption and everything, you better be transparent to the American people on what you do to earn that tax exemption.
She's also registered as a Purple Heart recipient with the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, let's go into this. Get where it is, Dakota. Read it.
Yeah.
Here it is. In addition to there being no record of her receiving a Purple Heart, the TransUnion Times noted there is no record indicating she received a combat service award normally given to soldiers personally present and under hostile fire, according to the Army.
Yes, the Purple Heart and that medal go together hand in hand. If you
the Silver Star.
If you receive one, you get the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, anybody, even if she wasn't injured, she would still get there was a combat service award, even if she wasn't injured, because if she had been in a firefight like that, she still would have gotten that at least. But she has no record, so if she did go to Iraq, she stayed on the fob the whole time.
She's not a combat veteran, and yet
last time I checked, supply doesn't run into fire.
No, we don't. In the rear with the gear, baby, all day. It's not glamorous, but I'm breathing. So.
Hey, hey.
And you get
Somebody's
AC
got to
too.
issue the TP, darn it.
So let's move on to the story of actually what happened. So basically, this freaking woman, we can always guess what she did, what she votes for, and who she supports. Honestly, by the way that she handled herself in that interview, totally ghetto as hell, you guys. So she went
Yeah,
and she hosted
I can't believe she said there's something else in this bottle.
yeah.
She stroked the bottle and said there's something else in this bottle when he said he had champagne.
But here's the thing, it also shows you too in her interviews the absolute everyone sits there and hears, oh, veteran, and they automatically believe them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually what hurts the veteran community. Because here's the thing, guys, you're not going to see another veteran calling out another veteran. Here's the thing, we should hold ourselves accountable. Like, here's the thing, women, you should speak about this trans issue that's going on. You should speak as a woman on it. You should speak. Okay, you're allowed. It's a free country, damn it. We fought for it. Free speech. That's it.
I like being a woman. Let's leave it at that.
All right. I do not want to think
I
about
was born a woman. I like being a woman, and I'll die a woman.
Yeah, I do not want to think about my dick 900 times a day. Oh my gosh. I feel sorry for you guys.
Not every 8 seconds. No, thank you.
No. All those hormones, my God, you guys, I feel sorry for you.
It ain't all that bad. You have to turn your brain off at least.
That's true.
That's why we turn our brains off. So our dicks.
What's happened with Tony Finch is that apparently she held a luncheon, everything, and she told for a group of homeless veterans, homeless people, about 15 to 20 of them. And during this luncheon, she said, hey, get whatever you want, order whatever you want, everything. And then she came up with the plans and she said, she would offer booze and $200 if they would go to a council meeting and testify that they were kicked out of a hotel. Here you go. Yeah. There's the proof of it, because I like to expose everything. If they were kicked out of a hotel for illegal immigrants.
But she also had another organization pay for the meal.
Yep.
So she never actually gave them anything herself. But what she promised them was $200, food, and alcohol.
Go ahead and read it, Dakota.
Yeah. So a group of homeless men say well-known veterans advocate in the Hudson Valley region bribed them with cash, food, and booze to pretend they were former military personnel who had been booted from a hotel in favor of migrants. The 7 men were part of a group of 15 who were recruited from I'm going to botch this town name. Poughkeepsie homeless shelter to pose as traumatized veterans who allegedly had been kicked out of Newburgh's Crossroads Hotel.
So I got to tell you, hold on, before we go on to this, I'm going to bring up a point in there. Traumatized veterans. And I've been saying this for a while. The shift of mental health of this country has shifted that a veteran with PTSD, TBI, poor veteran, weak veteran. Oh, I feel so sorry for them. They've degraded veterans with that thinking. And no one's paid attention to this. I am a disabled veteran, but I remember Mad Dog Mattis even sitting up on stage and telling us this. Just because I was broken, no one ever gave me an order to be weak. In fact, the opposite order was given, which was to be courageous. And I tell you what, that is something that our culture has put on us veterans, is that we're weak and helpless. Are you kidding me? I fought for your freedom. Don't you dare insult me to even think for 1 second, that I am weak. Yes, I am covered in scars. I am riddled from head to toe. I only have one good arm left, guys. Everything else is pretty much bionic. But don't you dare think I am weak, because I'm not. I was never given that order. My order still was to defend the Constitution of the United States, and it is still there. So don't sit there and put on me that I'm weak. All
But
right.
the main thing about this is she
Mm-hmm.
got homeless vets that were straight up New York homeless vets or homeless
They're
people.
not even
They
veterans.
weren't even vets.
So she bribed homeless people. All right. And the thing is that's what's questioning me about her organization too. She knew where the homeless people were because honestly, she couldn't get a homeless veteran to do that.
All right. A spokesman for the state attorney general, Letitia James, said that her office is currently conducting a review of the matter. We're aware of the situation. We are reviewing the matters, said the individual.
Mm.
The lie was supposedly spearheaded by Sharon Tony Finch,
Sharon Tony Finch,
a decorated military veteran and director of the YAT Foundation, Garrett Israel Tony Foundation, who made headlines last week when she claimed she was forced to find the vets forced to find the vets accommodations after they were asked to leave the crossroads to make migrant arrivals. In an interview with the Post on Friday, Orange County DA David Hoovler said that he was planning on launching an investigation into how the money from the nonprofit group linked to the alleged scam was allocated. Hoovler says, we're looking at where the money went. The big thing you're going to look at is, was money spent for the purpose it was raised? And again, if she raised money for the needs of veterans, is the money actually going to the needs of veterans?
That's what we should be asking America. You see all these charities coming up. One of our ex-friends actually started one, which was Heroes Paws, and she was taking money in. She was never reporting it to the government, and she was using it for her kids. That's why we are not friends anymore. Again, exploiting veterans. Veterans exploit veterans. That's why you have to be careful with what charities that you go through. And the fact is, the government should be taking care of our veterans because the American taxpayers, they're the ones that are paying for it. So why are they sitting there raising millions upon millions of dollars on other things for veterans? I get it. If you want to do it like hunting with soldiers, okay, they just go and take soldiers out for a hunt. I get that. That's a great thing to do. That has nothing to really do with our medical. There's another one, Heroes on the Water.
Heroes on the Water is awesome.
Awesome organization.
Yes.
And they do what they say. They get the kayaks out. They take us out for a great time. And the fact is that if you're non-ambulatory like I was, they helped me get out of my wheelchair. They would put me in the water. They would lift me in places that I couldn't go to. I needed that.
Oh, you mean like me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kim is also Kim is a bit upgraded, guys, because she's on wheels. Okay, she's not modded out. I love you.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of really good charities that do the things that they say that they're going to do. However, you have places like Wounded Warrior, who all they do is raise money.
Sally said it best. Sounds like this poser is copying BLM or is an offshoot of BLM. I was thinking the same thing, Sally.
There's a lot of charities that's all they're doing is they're raising money, and what makes it even more disgusting is that a lot of these charities are run by veterans. So the thing is, if a veteran is raising the money for veterans and they take all that money, are they the veteran they were raising it for?
Yeah, that sounds like what they're doing is they're sitting there going, give me, give me, give me. And I'll tell you this, that is a generational thing. That is the millennial veteran. Oh God, I hate the millennial veteran. That's another page I can't stand. He won't even talk politics. He won't even address the fucking issues that are really affecting veterans because he doesn't look at legislation. He goes, oh, it's political. What now? That is one weak ass veteran. And I'm going to say it. Same with, I got your six. Total terrible foundation. And I survived the war on Iraq. Man, they're horrible people. Self-serving, smoking weed all the time.
Got your
stickers.
Got your six was out here on the Beltway. They're not there anymore.
Yeah. Stickers doing their t-shirts. But that's one thing I love about Grunt Style. They'll actually say they're a business.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They're a veteran business. Heck yeah, do they support patriotic shit? Yeah, and I like them for it.
The thing is, all their money is going into profit, and they pay taxes.
Yep, there you go. Honest, hardworking veterans. But there is the entitled millennial veteran that, oh, I'm hurt, give me, give me, give me. And that is because they had bad leadership, woke leadership in the military. And that's where we're seeing in the veteran community. Now, here's the thing, and that takes away from those that are truly injured, like my good buddy down here, Miss Kim. You know, she has a fracture in her ankle that's not getting worked on. And that's because these veterans are too busy raising money for themselves so they can go on vacation with a new group of friends. But once they those friends figure out, hey, they're not, that it's only a band-aid, the problems will never get fixed. That's what's going on. Keep reading this article because I'm pissed as shit.
I know you are.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth. Hi, Sally. Hi, Paul. Sorry I haven't said hi to anybody. But here we go. When contacted by the Post, Tony Fitch flatly denied any wrongdoing. No, I never hired. No, I never said paid anybody. Who I had was veterans. And that's all I'm going to say. This is insane before hanging up the phone. Sorry, I got little ebonics came out on me.
Well, that's how she said it.
Yeah.
Damn, have you looked at her video?
Yeah. Her story unraveled earlier this week when she rebuffed Assemblyman Brian Maher's request, for financial records proving that YIT funded the veterans' new hotel stays. The Crossroads, the hotel supposedly she had them stay at, has denied the veterans associated with the nonprofit ever stayed there.
Why is he holding a sign saying, I want my $200?
These are the homeless people that she hired.
Yeah. He's holding a sign that says, I want my $200.
He needs his drug money. See, that's what it is. You don't cross them.
These are some of the most well-dressed homeless people I've ever seen. I'll say that much.
I think they might have given them some decent clothes to be around.
Well, yeah,
those
because here's the thing.
people.
They were victimized too, okay? These people were exploited. And here's the thing. You don't exploit people in their needs. And that's exactly what they did. Do I believe that these guys should be a little bit because of this? They know that it's wrong.
I would say they're victims of circumstance.
Yeah.
I would say that. They put themselves in that circumstance, but this woman, this Tony woman, is taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
But in general, most people should know not to pose as someone else.
It's a felony to pose. It's a felony. Stolen valor is a felony.
I was referring to the homeless people posing as veterans.
Mm-hmm.
People should in general know not to pose as other people.
If you're starving, you're going to do some really crazy stuff. And I think a fair judge would take that into consideration.
But then I would look at the homeless shelter and how they're taking care of the feeding of them since they were actually at the homeless shelter.
We're going down a rabbit hole here, Kim. But, all right.
We're used to that, Kim.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is a rabbit hole.
I know. It's just disgusting. Keep going.
Mayer has also reportedly spoke with the 15 recruits who told him that 2 people came to the shelter and said they have work for men ages 40 to 60. Mid-Hudson News said. The group claims they were each promised $200 in addition to food and alcohol in exchange for attending a meeting with an elected official to talk about homelessness. Mayer also told the Post he met with 2 of the alleged veterans at the Wingate by Wyndham Hotel in Fishkill on Friday, May 12th.
Keep going. There it is. There's the face of stolen valor, you guys. Right there. Okay. Non-combat. Look at that. It's sad. Like Sally said, the new BLM of the veteran community is right there. Right there. And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm a minority myself. Probably more of a minority than them because I Everyone likes playing identity politics nowadays. This is disgusting. Disgusting. Honestly, I think she should lose her honorable discharge. Guarantee you, Veteran Affairs record. Obviously, fraud there. 52 surgeries. She ain't got a single deformity in her. Okay? 52 surgeries here, or 50 surgeries in fucking Rammstein, 82 surgeries at Walter Reed. Man. Dakota Meyer.
Wolverine right there.
Yeah.
Just recovers from anything.
Yeah.
Which, why did she need the surgery in the first place?
Well, our
Yeah.
good friend Damien's only had 35.
Right, but you can see it. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not saying that he's in any way, shape, or form not truthful. I'm just saying he's got.
But you can see surgery
here's the thing.
scars.
That's with Damien. That's what surgery looks like. That's what multiple surgeries look like. Not this. Not this.
I
woman
ain't had
running around.
35. I ain't had 35, but I've had a few. I let
Okay,
them
go to a
split
different
me from
article.
ear to ear.
All right.
That we haven't been to before, so we'll find something else. So my point is this: at this, oh look, here's a picture of her. Isn't that a picture of her?
Assemblyman Brian Maher. And
That's her in the
Where's her scars from being hit from an IED? You'd see it all over her arms. Shit, I got some. You know, you can see the scars, guys. They're not fucking pretty.
No, they're not.
Okay, answering Sally's question here. Walter Reed is for higher brass, isn't it? Okay, so Walter Reed has an active duty section, and then it also has the VA section. So it's for veteran and active duty. Okay, so no.
No,
So,
she said it was for higher up brass, like it was for officers only.
no, she is a well. So to catch you up, Sally, this the Army has records of her being a specialist. That is an E4. That is a petty officer. Unfortunately, of my rank, that is she's claiming that she is, but she was only in 9 years. Guys, I made petty officer in less than 3 years. Just saying.
You can make specialist in less than 2 years in the United States Army. If you last as a specialist and a corporal for more than 7 years, you do what they call rank out.
Here's Congressman Mike Lawler's.
Yeah,
Lawler's.
Yeah, his statement on it. My thing is, it's not just gosh, it's just not in the state, guys. Now we're getting even more federal involvement. I mean, what do you think her punishment should be, Kim Leavenworth, or?
She honestly might be lucky if they don't bury her under Leavenworth.
Here's his statement. Go ahead, together.
So Representative Lawler revealed this statement. The false claims made by YIT Foundation Executive Director Sharon Tony Finch are truly appalling. Her decisions to exploit our veterans and the genuine admiration and love our community has for them could have turned an already tense situation into something much worse. I'm glad the truth was uncovered and trust those responsible will be held accountable after a full investigation by the proper authorities.
So, guys, just to let you know that Mike Lawler is a Democrat, and I agree with him.
You can't. Yeah, I don't think she can really understand how big of an impact that this has, because I remember a conversation that Kim, the other Kim in the screen,
Kim too,
that we had over this situation when we heard about this.
The other Kim,
vets out kicking vets out of hotels for illegal immigrants. We're about to walk out of the house and get to Morgan Luttrell's office, say, hey, you need to do something about this. All those buses taking them illegals up there, you need to turn back around with homeless vets so they can get here. So they can maybe get some help.
Yeah, but the thing is that she saw, here's the thing, she's cunning. She's manipulative. She clearly saw the writing on the wall. She knew that Republicans' talking points have been for 2 years, take care of veterans, not illegals. And she exploited that. And she didn't think she'd get caught because I guarantee you she thought Republicans were dumb.
Well, what's even more crazy is that if you want to find her, you have to find her using the Tony name. The Finch name is not even recognized.
So, anyways, I think her LinkedIn profiles have possibly been pulled down too, because we checked on them earlier and they were there, and now they're completely gone because of this scandal. So, you want to pull up any other ones that we didn't cover on? So, guys, we're showing you this information to one, bring light of the situation, because I guarantee you, Kim, when we go to a Morgan Luttrell town hall, we're going to sit there and say, oh, well, they're sitting there, trading veterans for illegals in hotels, because no one's sitting here and talking about this. Because honestly, have you sat there and heard any Republican, and that's why I can't stand some Republicans, I have not heard a conservative talk show host yet talk about this serious situation right here. They're not going to touch it. They're going to let people think that this is really happening and not address it and not show you the facts and the records. And that's what we're going to do here at the Logbook. We're going to show you the facts and the records.
Oh, you want to dig into her business,
Get to another thing we haven't covered.
Yeah, they're all saying the same thing.
I didn't say that. I said get to another
She
one.
said find one that's saying something else.
Yeah, group accused of making sort of.
We've already done that one.
And see here, legacy.
Oh yeah, let's go to the one where she's where she was on given that award by the Senate.
Yeah, that was like a 41 Democrat to 21 Republican vote.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Go to the one where it's the Democrat.
It should have numbers in the title. Just a bunch of some writing and like TXT and a bunch of numbers.
Nope, that's not it. That's not it.
That's not it.
Yeah, go ahead and get that one up. Then
It'd been one of the last ones, I think.
Yeah. Here he's coming.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
So basically this, again, they awarded this. Was it the state of New York or was it?
It was the state of New York that voted to honor these women.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is like 4th row from the bottom in the middle.
Is this the document, Kim?
Yes.
Okay, come on.
If you go down, it'll list, you'll see that big paragraph right there. It lists their names. If you go like 4th line or 5th line up in the middle.
On behalf of the New York.
On the bottom, you'll see her, from the bottom, you'll see her name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there it is. Sharon Tony Finch. Okay, scroll up and let's look at the data on this.
Tuesday. It was past Tuesday.
Yeah.
So this is actually a bill. Oh my gosh.
Status pass. Slight partisan bill. Democrat 42 to 21. Yeah.
Democrats 42
Congratulating
and Republicans
223
21.
New York State Senate women of distinction. So this is a is this a Senate bill?
Yeah, this
Yep.
it's the Senate. The women selected by the Senate to be congratulated. They actually had to write a bill for this.
So my thing is they're still going to have to make an amendment for this.
And
my
that
God.
was done Tuesday.
Wow.
That was past Tuesday.
In the sense of the legislative body to acknowledge and celebrate women of distinction who significantly add inspiration and encouragement to the people of this great empire state.
And whereas New York State Senate Women of Distinction Programs was created in 1998 as part of our state celebration of Women's History Month in honor to honor exemplary women from across New York State whose professional or personal achievements, commitment to excellence, and accomplishments merit special recognition. Honorees are selected from nominations submitted from across the state. on and on and on. Women of every economic, ethnic, and religious background have made significant contributions that are reflected across all aspects of society. And just a lot of
It's a lot of fluff.
a
It's
lot of fluff, and then it gets into the actual women, and then there's Sharon Tony Finch. Even after all this, well, it's like right after she was nominated for this and this bill was written up, this whole scandal comes out.
yeah. Well, no, the scandal was coming out while she was.
And they kept her in it. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because this bill was passed on Tuesday, the 16th of this month.
right.
And when we were at the Southeast Texas stand down at 2 p.m. is when it came to light that she had manipulated everyone.
Yeah. So that was this Friday. So Tuesday. So no, you're right, Dakota.
Yeah.
So well, they were investigating it, but they hadn't had the journalists come into it yet. Wow. So of course well, I will give this to this. The government works slow. I will give them that. They can work fast when they want to, but on something like this, there was probably not enough time to gather up all the information to stop this from happening. So I could see where it would come to this. So I'm going to tell you this too, guys, is that the Veterans Affairs Administration did come under attack from this. And you know, I don't necessarily like the Veteran Affairs Administration, but guys, just today in good faith, I'm telling you, they were completely innocent. However,
this is the one time they were completely innocent.
I can't say if it's one time or not. This is the one time I have investigated that they were innocent, is what I would say. And that's important to be transparent, but however, they still suck when it comes to our homeless. So I'm not giving them off the hook on that. But on this instance, I believe the VA was tarnished on something that they did not do. And I think they need to, be stood up for a little bit. Give credit to where credit's due. Well, guys, most of this, you can, if you'll need this information, send us a message. We'll message it to you, of course. But you can look down in the comments, or not in the comments section, in below the page. This week, I have been posting this story as it unfolds. And, well, I guess that's pretty much all that we've got tonight.
That's just some really infuriating stuff. I mean, to see this happen like real time.
Yeah. I tell you what, I did watch, I could not get through the whole interview that we showed earlier of the night on YouTube because it was so freaking nauseating. Just the way she talked, she was completely unorganized. She didn't even know the whole point of her own foundation. And the fact that I can see, I will say this, we're still in Valor's concern. I've even had a problem with it in the fact that I'm only an E4, okay? I only made it 3 years. The truth can stand on its own. I don't need to embellish it or anything. But there is a thing within the veteran community, I won't even say it's in the veteran community, that rank matters in the military. And that's, you listen to the one with the most shiny. And that's what civilians see, that when a civilian will say, well, how long did you serve? 3 years. Oh, well, you don't know anything. Excuse me. I got through the military because of my entire family's history of the military, because my mom and my dad stood up and they trained me on how to save my own life within the military service by fighting this bureaucracy. And they've stood with me through this to continue to help us come against this tyrannical government, because they've had, hundreds of years worth of experience in my family dealing with it. Because I know he's not, I've had a couple of my friends who did not come from military families, and tell you what, they were lost on how to deal with the military. Oh, good point, Paul. And then there is a Vietnam veteran that still has not been awarded what they deserve. Yeah, definitely. I think medals nowadays in the military are awarded based on diversity, not performance whatsoever.
Or if you can save money, that there's tons of medals for those.
Yeah. She must have, if she was good at her job, she would have been wearing those anyways. If she was a warrant
Or
officer.
if she was in supply, yeah. Well, one, to be a warrant officer, you have to be senior enlisted first,
Mhm.
and then after that, she was CWO level 2 on that, or what she claims to be. There's time and service you need to be at level 1 before you get to level 2, and you're not going to make senior enlisted rank then go through that process
In 9 years.
9 years. That's impossible.
Good grief. Freaking trying to be a unicorn. And that's what it is. There's such a disconnect with the active duty veteran military community in general with the American people that they don't know. I'm sorry. If you want to sit there and tell me that you love veterans, then you need to pay attention. The only ones that actually do pay attention are the mothers and the fathers, the family members that pay attention, and they don't know everything. Because I tell you what,
Unless they served previously.
yep. But there are family members that do know what we're up against, and when they try to tell people that don't know the military, they don't listen either. We need to start loving on each other and showing up for everybody. Here's Sam. Did I tell you the VA finally admitted they were wrong? They are backdating me to. Congratulations, Sam. That's great to hear.
All right.
I'm very glad for
Yes.
that. Thanks for sharing with that. I know we've been worried about that, very much so. So anyways, guys, I guess that's the end of our show. We've gone a little bit over time. We did this last minute because we were just so pissed. That's what's going on. And Kim held me accountable today, and with what she believed is that, you know, to hold each other accountable. We just can't sit there and be one-sided. And if something's bothering us and we have a veteran that has something on their mind and they need to go live and get it off their chest, we need to go and do it. And that's exactly what we did today. So
you got to call Stolen Valor out, and you got to call the Blue Falcons out.
Yeah, you do.
They're screwing it up for the rest of us.
Yeah.
So
because they give the rest of us a bad name, and that's not right, because that's not what we stand for.
Right.
And I'm sorry I didn't join the service with the idea that I was going to sit there and try to use people, because that's not the way that works.
No. When we join, my dad taught me, when you join the military, you join for the person on the left and on your right. It's not about you. It's about this.
I mean, but heaven forbid she's using this foundation or basically trying to run it like, yeah, I can just go buy me a Cadillac or whatever I want and whenever I want and do whatever I want. Nobody will know the difference, as long as I can tell them that I helped 4,000 of this and 300 of that, and that I'm paying $88 a night to a hotel.
Right.
Well, I hate to tell you, the VA rate to a hotel is $65 a night.
Mm-hmm. And they don't even put us up. I know that they're supposed to put us up if we drive more than a certain amount of hours a day. They still won't. They'll fight you tooth and nail to put you up.
They'll fight you tooth and nail to put you up unless you actually physically leave the state.
Yep. And the thing is, right now, guys, we're in Houston. I'm in the same state. And if I go up to Lubbock, Texas, that's still 9 hours, depending on the weather. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good night.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, Kim, for coming on.
Oh, yeah.
You all, this has been awesome. And keep joining, keep sharing us out there. Tell all your friends about us. Send them our way. We love to have them in the comments, and we love to have these discussions with other people.
All right. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.